Now this, President Trump putting the Donroe Doctrine into action, urging Latin American leaders to combat cartels and narco-terrorists, while signaling regime change is on the way in Cuba.
We're also looking forward to the great change that will soon be coming to Cuba. Cuba's at the end of the line. They have no money, they have no oil, they have a bad philosophy. I'll take care of it, okay? So, and as these situations in Venezuela and Cuba should make clear under our new doctrine, and it is a doctrine, we will not allow hostile foreign influence to gain a foothold.
So, GOP Senator Bill Hagerty sits on Foreign Relations Committee and joins us now. Senator, titanic change. It really began with the Panama Canal, forcing them to get rid of China's ownership at the open and on both ends of it. But that was just the beginning.
I think you're exactly right, Brian. It is just the beginning, but we're seeing a sea change in all of Latin America. If you look at the national defense strategy, if you look at our national security strategy, the emphasis on Latin America has been enormous. Marco Rubio was formerly my colleague in the United States Senate on the Foreign Relations Committee. He understands this area very well, and as our Secretary of State is doing an outstanding job. And we're seeing a tremendous reinvigoration of our relationships in Latin America. China has been, as you know, particularly under the last administration, very aggressive in terms of moving into the area. Now America is showing back up economically, strategically, and working together militarily to deal with some of the greatest threats that we've got in that region.
I mean, little by little, big countries and small. Guyana, which is awash in oil, has no defense. We've watched their back. Venezuela was threatening to take that country, and now Venezuela is now in the firm hands of Delcy Rodriguez. Then El Salvador, we watched them crack down and aid us when it comes to illegal immigrants. Dominican Republic, obviously. Honduras has flipped governments. Bolivia has flipped governments more friendly to us. And now we have a situation where Mexico is cracking down on their cartels, and we saw Ecuador doing the same thing. Have we felt it here at home yet? Is there less drugs coming across now because of what's happening to our south?
The answer is yes. And the key element of all of this is President Trump's immediate move once he took office to secure our southern border. That was actually the fundamental requirement to be able to deal with the rest of Latin America, to stop the economic flow, to stop the drug flow, to stop the flow in human trafficking that has been feeding these cartels and these illicit narco-terrorists. Once that was secure, we've been able now to step in and take strategic and economic moves that are totally changing the face of Latin America, and again, moving Latin America back where it should be, into our corner.
So let's focus on Cuba if we can. The president says it's about to fall. We cut off Mexico's oil deliveries there. They at least said they stopped. We also, obviously, Venezuela no longer delivering free oil to them. And that has allowed their influence to wane. That little island nation had influenced the entire area with their communist principles and some of the extortion backed up by Russia, backed up by China. So this ripple effect could bring down Cuba, something that even John F. Kennedy couldn't do.
Well, you heard President Trump mention that he's not going to allow these entities to have a foothold in our region. And you just mentioned it. China, Russia, even North Korea has a very large embassy in Cuba. China was setting up intel operations under the Biden administration in Cuba. Russia, we know the relationship there has gone back, as you said, all the way to John F. Kennedy. We have been dealing with this 90 miles off of our shore. My understanding is that Secretary Rubio has had discussions with Raulito Castro. That's the grandson of Raul Castro. I don't think they'd be talking unless they're looking at some significant change. And we need to see the change for the better in this region. Again, that foothold, I think, is going to disappear thanks to President Trump's aggressive and bold actions here.
Senator, they're going to have to make a choice. Do they want to end up in a Brooklyn jail, or do they want to go someplace of their choosing? It depends on the type of landing they prefer. And I think the president's already demonstrated, when you look at Iran and Venezuela, he's not kidding.
Brian, you couldn't have said it any better. That's precisely the choice I think that people are facing, and they see that President Trump is serious. And the prosecution that's going to take place in the Southern District of New York, that is very serious indeed with respect to Maduro. It sends a strong message to all of these narco-terrorists that this administration means business, that the United States is back.
Are you comfortable with the evolution of Venezuela, with Delcy Rodriguez still in charge? A lot of people feel as though she can't be trusted, but so far the president has faith in her. Are you thinking they're still on the road to an election in 6 months down the line? Are you happy the way things are right now?
Well, that's certainly the conversation that's going on, that we're moving in the right direction. Rodriguez is cooperating with us. Secretary Rubio is very much on top of the situation. I think is confident that it's moving in the right direction. I have imminent faith in his viewpoint on this. So I think we are moving in the right direction and toward a position where Venezuela can be great again. It was once a thriving economy. The socialist leftist regimes have destroyed that. We're going to help bring it back. They have natural resources that are meaningful, not only to that country, but also to the region. We're seeing, again, the impacts, as you mentioned earlier, Brian, on Mexico by choking off the free oil that had been going in that direction. I'm sorry, not Mexico, but Cuba. So I think it's going to have a profound effect. The reconstruction of Venezuela is going to have a profound effect on the region.
And revenue is starting to flow again, and the banks are coming back again,
Yes.
and the sanctions are being relieved for the first time in 20 years. Senator Hagerty, thanks so much. Transformational times.
Thank you, Brian.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.